Facebook, the scourge of humanity, at least a big part of it anyway. I want to talk about the benefits of deleting Facebook and, in addition, perhaps other social media accounts. So the only social media accounts I use are one, YouTube, which is basically a social media account, and two, Instagram, which I use just as a photo album personally for myself to collect my photos of traveling and other things like that, but I don't really interact with anybody on that Instagram account, and it's private. Second, I do use some social media for business. Let me make that clear. That is not a personal account. It is a business account. It has nothing to do with me as an individual. Now, returning back to Facebook, I deleted mine about a month ago. I started asking myself the question of, what is Facebook providing in my life? And this is a question you should ask yourself about anything that you're actively engaged in. How does this benefit me personally? What does it do for me? And I started asking myself that question about Facebook, and it started becoming very difficult for me to answer as to what benefit this offers me. Now, many people will use a couple common justifications for using Facebook. One would be that it keeps you in contact with friends around the world or something of that nature. And two, that it allows you to share your life with other people or some Hallmark moment kind of shit. But the first thing about letting you communicate with people around the world is just, it's kind of a moot point. I mean, I realized that I had hundreds and hundreds of friends of mine that I very rarely talk to. And the point is if you're not a close friend of mine, or if you are a close friend of mine, I'm going to have you on my phone. I'm going to have real communications with you. The rest of the people on Facebook are just essentially noise. And if they are important friends to me, I'll get their number and I will add them to my phone book or email, for example. So if I do want to communicate with them, I can. And sharing my life with other people, that's a joke. We've become so obsessed with how we appear in the world that we use Facebook as this kind of measuring stick of who I am, which is a really bad representation in the first place of who you are. It's just a narcissistic battle of who can post their latest pictures to the Bahamas or other useless shit for the most part. So sharing your life on Facebook is kind of stupid. I mean, it removes the right of anonymity to your life. When you disconnect from that idea of sharing yourself to the world, you start enjoying the things that you're doing more. It's not about going somewhere just to take the picture. It's about going somewhere to enjoy it. Who gives a fuck if someone else knows you did it? If you go to the Bahamas, why should you care that other people know that you went to the Bahamas? It doesn't matter. All it does is cheapen the experience by looking to see what the reaction is to your trip to the Bahamas. It really takes away from that. And, since I've deleted my Facebook, I felt so much better in so many ways. The experiences that I didn't used to enjoy, or rather the simple experiences in life, have become much better. I don't care about doing big things anymore. I can go work on my car and fully be invested in that 10 minutes I'm working on the car. I'm not thinking about, my car is almost clean, I should take a picture of it for Facebook. Who gives a fuck? I mean, really. So it's made me enjoy my experiences much, much better while doing them. It's given me pleasure in a strange way now to be anonymous. Why should I be caring about what other people's opinion is of my trip to the Bahamas or something? It cheapens the experience so much. In addition to that, another big factor is my mind is not flooded by other people's unrealistic representations of their lives. People only update their Facebook when they're doing some major beneficial life event. Like, I just bought a new car, I just traveled here, I just, got engaged to this poor chump. All that noise has been removed from my mind. All the dramatics that happen on Facebook, they don't exist to me anymore. I have my own world now, and that's not a part of my world anymore. Not my concern. So in that way, it is also extremely beneficial. And when I do share my experiences with people, it is much more intimate. I just went to the Bahamas. Cool, I'm going to call my best friend up on the phone. We're going to meet for a beer. I'm going to whip out my phone and show him some pictures. And I'm going to talk to him about it. That's the way that you share your life with people, not by posting it on a feed where your friends go through and they see your trip to the Bahamas, an article about why feminism's awesome, bullshit like that, just spewed across a bunch of other crap. No, you sit down with someone and you share that experience. So the experience sharing on the other side is also better. So everything about disconnecting with Facebook is, in my opinion, a benefit. It's a huge benefit. You have to learn to enjoy being anonymous. It's a great pleasure to be anonymous, to learn it. And people can't just go check up on you anymore. The dramatic events de-escalate quickly. They calm down. They disappear. I can't be more happy than I am now about deleting these social media accounts that in the past just caused me turmoil. A lot of people think they're going to be committing social suicide if they delete their Facebook, which couldn't be more far from the truth. I mean, if you have friends, they will invite you to parties in person. If people that actually give a shit about you, they'll invite you to these things. And not only that, but it creates an air of mystery about you. I know that sounds silly, but when people don't know what's going on with you all the fucking time, when you run into them, they actually take interest in your life. They want to know what's going on. And if you've been living your life well, you'll have exciting things to tell people in person. Because nobody knows anymore what your life is like every 5 minutes from a news feed. Huge perk. So deleting your Facebook will not create social suicide, I promise you. It will not. It will only be beneficial. Now you might argue, well, I need it for the aforementioned reasons I said in the beginning of this video. Maybe you do, but I highly doubt it. I would suggest deleting your Facebook for at least a month with no intention of returning. None. And you can go back if you want to, but you will start to feel the benefits. I am telling you. You will feel the benefits. Having a little social media is not bad. I mean, YouTube's great. You can select the content you want to view. You debate issues, especially if it's great content like MGTOW stuff. So there's nothing wrong with YouTube. It's a great way to share information that's filtered to really what you want to see. It's good. Instagram's cool if you want to share your photos of your trips and avoid all the other bullshit. But I would avoid most social media, even Instagram. Like I said, I only use it for personal use. I don't have any friends on my photo site. I just keep them for my collection of my trips and life events I want to remember in the future. So what do you guys think? You think Facebook's a plague, or do you think it's worth keeping? Let me know. Post in the comments, and we can have a little, discussion on Facebook. But from my experience, delete that shit. It is not worth it. You'll be a more interesting man just for not having Facebook, purely by default, because every other person in America is so damn obsessed with it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and have a good day as usual.